The success and overall genuine outcome of a journey that you take is based on one thing: a decision. Peter Diamandis said, find something that you would live for and then die for it. You see, what I begin to understand is that so many of us each and every day wake up and go through these habitual lifestyles. And before you know it, our life compounds. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, months into years and decades, and so on and so forth. And what begins to happen is we develop these characteristics that become our personality. And before you know it, those personalities become our lifestyle. And that's really great because we can look at the formula of what it might take to implement a specific kind of success. And that very specific kind of success could be the very tool, it could be the very caveat that you can use very consistently, day in, day out, to get yourself to move further into a direction of where you want to go. But if you find yourself in a complete paradox or a complete opposite perspective, where you're cascading downward and you don't like it, and the reality is, even though arbitrarily you don't know how you've gotten there by the same set of incremental decisions that are habitual in your mind and in your body. You see, thoughts are the vocabulary of your mind, but emotions are the vocabulary of your body. And what's beginning to happen is that you need to change the vocabulary that you are using, because you're using the vocabulary of the past, and that is standing for the present and for the future, and that's why you're ending up not where you want to go. And that simply starts with a decision. You see, the decision to live for something great and to die for it doesn't mean that you're going to wake up and you're going to die, but it means that because you have so much fire and you have so much passion, you're going to move desperately and passionately and energetically each and every day of every moment, regardless of the outcome, towards that thing that you want to do. And it's going to be based on a decision, because it's through the attraction of working day in and day out that's going to ultimately manifest things that you want if you're willing to be consistent. And how do I know that? Because universal law states so. See, the law of attraction integrates this thing called universal law, and it states this: if you're willing to do the consistent and hard, deliberate work over a consistent period of time, you cannot ultimately fail. And so if we know in the back of our mind that we have everything available to us because quantum physics and quantum mechanics says so, all it's going to take is us making that simple decision of what it is we want to do in our lives. And if that isn't happening, it's because of one of two things. You have not made the decision, or you don't believe that it is that you can do so. And at that point, it is not a matter of if you will fail, but when. Because the times, the triumphs, the successes won't be enough to keep you going, because what will inevitably happen is the obstacles and the setbacks and the naysayers and the disbelief and the emotional burden will cower, and it will then cascade and move you further and further down that mountain, and you won't have what it takes to get back up. And so making that decision is really about the belief in yourself. It's really about the belief and the day-to-day consistent actions. You see, when you make that decision, you begin to intentionally turn your path, and you're not worried about what's going on over here, because you're setting your direction. And yes, you might not physiologically feel like you can do that. And yes, you might not know the next steps that are going to happen. After B, you might not know what C or D or E are going to be. But at the end of the day, you make a decision that you're going to wake up and you're going to work hard. And then you're going to call out with affirmations and the energy and the passion to say, I am going to manifest this. You see, you don't tell the universe what it is you don't want, or you don't speak things into the future. You speak things into the now. And if you're seeking abundance, if you're seeking strength, if you're seeking prosperity, if you want success, and that success for you is an emotional feeling of concurrence, then what you're going to do is live in that state right now, make that demand and act accordingly, because then you have tricked your subconscious mind into manifesting that, and that's what's going to happen. It is not a fake it till you make it principle. It is pragmatic, scientific, evidential proof. So what are we waiting for? Why haven't we made our decisions yet? Is it the fear of success? not the fear of failure? Is it the fact that you have attached yourself to this story, and because of that you get significance or you get meaning, or because there's a certain amount of certainty and taking a risk might mean that you just might make it, or you just might acquire that thing that you have? And when that happens, what else is there going to be? What else is there going to be left for you if you divorced your old story? And I'm here to tell you, the potential of greatness that is in front of you and available to you in each and every moment is damn well worth you divorcing your story, regardless of whatever emotional sentiment or feeling you might get. So make the decision. Choose greatness and reach out and gather what always has and always will be available to you. Because the power is in your hand, and it starts with the decision.